The UC Vigilance is a massive battleship that orbits around Mars. It's the pride of the United Colonies fleet and the spearhead of the fight against the Crimson Fleet. You'll come across it during one of the major side quests, and you'll witness the power it brings to the table towards the end of that quest line. If you side with the Crimson Fleet, you get to see the ship surrender and it becomes the pirate flagship. But you can't ever use it yourself, so I wanted to test this scenario. Can you capture the UC Vigilance and use it as your ship? I went to a save just after you start the Crimson Fleet questline. The cockpit is in its own separate space, and there's only about 5 or 6 enemies here. It should be pretty easy to take them out without alerting the rest of the ship, right? So I start shooting, and immediately become the enemy of the UC SysDef. Like I guessed, taking out the people in the cockpit is pretty easy, especially with the super overpowered particle gun you get from the emissary. But the game also has a unique mechanic that treats everybody on the ship as a single group. As soon as you're in danger from one member of the group, the entire group knows about you. What this means is that the entire ship will enter the cockpit at the same time. Situations like these are great times to pull out the gravity well power. Targeting an individual target is impossible, so you might as well use grenades. If you're ever going to use up those quantum souls you've been taking from the Starborn, this is the time. Keep them in the grab well and keep chucking grenades. The ones you see crawling on the ground afterwards are the immortal characters. And so are the ones left in the operations room. Unfortunately, this means that if you leave an area and come back to it, they'll be back to full health and you'll have to fight them again. This may be playing a part in what happens when you go back to the pilot's chair, but the game does not allow you to get into the chair. Even if you have piloting skill 4, you can't take the ship for yourself. But you know what? If I can't have it, can I do the evil thing and stop anybody else having it? Well, it turns out that all the escorts around the ship are now aggroed. I'm playing on very hard, an NG+2, so the barrage of hit scanning weapons is very hard to avoid. Your shields go down in seconds, and your repair kits can't keep you alive. Your boost doesn't last long enough to give you some breathing room. I even tried lowering the difficulty. But there's just too many weapons pointed at you. And unfortunately, killing a few and warping away, then coming back somehow resets everything. All the escorts were back, and the only bounty I had after massacring the crew of the Vigilance was 650 credits, and that didn't seem right. I remember doing this back in my first run, but somehow it wasn't working. I had the same ship, I had the same skills, but it just wasn't working. And the problem is that NG Plus buffs enemies even more than just by giving them higher levels. So I loaded a save from my first run of the game. Yeah, the escorts are much more manageable now. Much easier. That left the UC Vigilance all by its lonesome. The key to taking down battleships is to get behind them. Those big fat engines will give you quite a bit of cover. First you need to take down the shields with your particle guns and missiles, then take out their engines with EM. Or at least that's how the theory goes. But can you see how slowly the shields go down? But the shields are going down, even if it's so slowly that you can only see it at high speed. So I stubbornly keep it up. I'll kill that thing even if it takes an hour. But the devs have also thought of this one too. When the shield gets to about 80%, the ship just becomes untargetable. It's still an object in space, and your guns will hit it, but you can't target it or scan it. I can't tell if the shields are going down, but even if they are, the message is clear. You're not killing this ship. So it turns out that not only are named characters unkillable, most named ships are also marked as indispensable. The big exception is the Ecliptic Battleship. You can definitely destroy that one, which is what led me to think that we might be able to do something like that with the UC Vigilance. So the answer is no, you can't even destroy the UC Vigilance. But in all my frustrating attempts to beat the escort at very hard, I did discover something interesting. It turns out that the engine's skill has a little perk at level 4. Boosting brakes lock. If you've ever done any fighting against decent sized groups of enemies or starborn ships, you'll see that many have hit scan targeting. Basically, if they can target you, they're going to hit you. Against a ship or two, that's fine, but against any decent sized group, you'd have a lot of trouble staying alive. The Vanguard piloting test is a prime example of that. The final level is basically cheesier than a pizza with all the cheese toppings. So yeah, very cheesy. So I used some of my hard-earned skill points and got it to level 4 as soon as the fight started. And guess what? You can survive big space battles are very hard. You just have to constantly boost and stop boosting. Slowing down breaks the boost, and on PC that's the D key by default. Every time you boost, it breaks enemy targeting, and stopping the boost immediately saves you boost power. You should be able to do this for quite a while. Doing this means that you can only get hit by random fire. If your ship is small and you keep turning, you'll take very few hits. In fact, this is so powerful that I barely took any damage while doing the Crimson Fleet ending, where you attack the UC Vigilance, and the other ending, where you assault the Key's defenses. This method does destroy your maneuverability, but it's better than being shredded in seconds. So there you go, we didn't manage to take or kill the UC Vigilance, the game just doesn't allow it. But if you watch this far, at least now you know the trick to winning space fights are very hard. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified when new videos come out. See you soon.